What up, YouTube? What's good? Let's see if we can get Facebook working too. Uh-oh. Facebook trying to join the crew. How about IG too? Let's see if Instagram wants to pop in. Instagram doesn't want to join, but we got this Instagram anyway, and it can join if it wants to. And I bet it's going to work.
Man, you be switching.
Peace and love, kings, queens, and gods. I'm going to give y'all a minute to come on in to invite a friend. Matter of fact, invite about 10, because it's the Floating Yogis Book Club, and we about to go in. And we in between time. It's the meantime and in between time. So it's a little bit of time for us to just chat about some of the other books, some of the impactful points, for us to create our accounts and sign up and be part of the growth gang, join the UE community. Oh my gosh, it's so smooth, don't you see? And as I asked y'all to invite a friend, and matter of fact, invite 10, I'm about to do the same thing. See who slides on there. See who. And while I do this, let me go ahead and let you know some of the offerings that you can do, just like this book club that we have available. We also have midday meditation on Thursdays at 12 o'clock. It is free 99. It is just a moment to actually sit back and free your mind. Now that I say it, come on now. Ooh, that's smooth as butter every single time. Oh. Let's see. Today we just reading the in between book. What up, Ariel? Woohoo! Welcome to book club. You see this thing that's about to get pinned right here by my guy Payoga, one of the people who helped me beat me, helped me do what I do. My dude Payoga, he's part of the crew. A dimension where people are our greatest resource. Pin comment. And that's exactly what he is. A fantastic resource for networking and just finding out some weird stuff, right? Some real weird, cool stuff. Who else do we have? We got Lifeform. Lifeform got some fantastic mats for us to learn those on-mat lessons. So then we can come to spaces like this to bring those on-mat lessons into our day-to-day life and, apply them. Make it not just something that's learned in a book or seen on pages, but something that's actually experienced and existential in our own life. And this is, of course, brought to you by UE, Urban Yogic Wellness and Education, where we're restructuring health and wellness in the community, one healthy habit at a time. And this is one of those healthy habits, just like breath work, just like meditation, just like movement. So, thanks for joining us. Thanks for being here. Payoga, you got something you wanted to let them know about?
Of course I did. The UE.DCIG. It's a daily meditation practice where all we do is tag you the next day if you told us that you meditated. No, you ain't even got to tell us. You just got to push the button. Just push the button and you already doom scrolling anyway. So log on to UE.DC on IG and just hit that moved and meditated button. Or if you skipped today, then hit the stuck and stagnant. Because if you hit that 2 days in a row, you might just get a DM or something like what's going on. But hop on over, join the growth gang. Let's be friends.
And that's exactly what we all need. Somebody who gonna just sit there and check in on us on those days when we be like, dang, I didn't vote, I didn't meditate, I didn't get my practice in. What up, Jazz? Hey, Tiger Libre travels. Yeah, we just need those people to remind us, those little reminders. And it don't have to be like a sharp reminder. It can be like a gentle nudge, like, hey, what up? I'm just checking in on you, seeing how you doing. And then, whatever happens, happens. So, what we doing today, we're going to start off with Inner Engineering. This was one of the books that we read. This joint is straight up fire. Like, let's just get started. I like one of the concepts in this book when he redefines responsibility. And he says it's your ability to respond. Just literally just the words in there that comprise the word. And doing that rephrased how I engaged with being conscious and aware throughout the day. Right? You can do things to like dull the conscious, you can drink it away, smoke it away, eat it away, work out away. Say it right in your own way. You know what I meant with that last one. But yeah, now
sweat it out. You meant sweat it out.
Sweat it out. There we go. I was like, this isn't right. Crash burn. Oh, if y'all want to be part of the Zoom room, if you want to be part of the discussion and not like 30 seconds behind because social media can be like that, I encourage you to hit the link. I pinned it at the top, and it'll send you to the UEDC website where you can become a part of the community, where you can access all the offerings that we have available and the great things to come. And it's free 99. You only have to pay attention. All right. On page 51 is when he starts like, nah, it's actually before 51. See, I got the bookmark in the wrong spot. Yeah, we don't have to read that story. Alright, here it is. The quality of our lives is determined by our ability to respond to the very complex situations that we encounter. If the ability to respond with intelligence, competence, and sensitivity is comprised by a compulsive or reactive approach, then we're enslaved by the situation. If it means that we've allowed nature of our own life experiences to be determined by circumstances and not by us. Being fully responsible is to be fully conscious. What you consider to be your body is what you've gathered through ingestion. What you consider to be your mind is what you've gathered through the five senses. What is beyond that you do not gather is who you are. Being alive is being conscious. Everybody is conscious to some degree, but when you touch a dimension beyond the body, beyond the mind, you've touched what is the very source of consciousness. You realize that the entire universe is consciousness. You live, you inhabit a living cosmos. Blah, blah, blah. Oh, I like this added part. The physical and the psychological dimensions belong to the realm of polarities. Pain, pleasure, love, hate, masculine, feminine, and so on. If you have one, the other is bound to follow. But when you move into the fundamental dimension of who you are beyond all polarities. You now become blissful by your own nature. You are the master of your own destiny. It is time to reclaim for ourselves the extraordinary transformative power of the single word, responsibility. Apply it to your life and watch the magic unfold. Hey, what up, Nas? So, the joint that hit for me in here is to be fully responsible is to be fully conscious. And that's like knowing where my energy can go, knowing what I have the ability to respond to, because if I don't have the ability to respond to it, I shouldn't feel some type of way about it. I shouldn't ruminate over the thought, and it'll be easier for me to let it go so I can move on to the more important task at hand. Hey, welcome. Again, if y'all want to be part of the Zoom room, go on type in that link, uedc.com, and it'll send you to the joint. You can just click on the book club. We're gonna be here for a little bit, vibing. Um, Tony, what was? Oh no, that wasn't even it. Hold up, it's a little bit more. It's a little bit more. Okay. Okay, let us settle what we mean by the word responsibility. It is a much misunderstood term. It has been used so widely and indiscriminately that it has lost much of its inner voltage. Responsibility does not mean taking on the burdens of the world. It does not mean accepting blame for things that you've done or not done. It does not mean living in a state of perpetual guilt. Responsibility simply means your ability to respond. If you decide I am responsible, you will have the ability to respond. If you decide I am not responsible, you will not have the ability to respond. It's as simple as that. All it requires is for you to realize that you are responsible for all that you are and all that you are not. All that may happen to you and all that may not happen to you. Haha, now he plays the mind games. Don't get lost in the mind games. Don't do it. This is not a mind game. This is not a helpful strategy for easy living. This is not a philosophical theory. This is a reality. Your physical existence is possible only because your body's seamless ability to respond to the entire universe. If your body wasn't responding, you wouldn't be able to exist for a moment. Y'all picking up what I'm putting down? If you weren't responding to the oxygen, if you weren't responding to gravity, if you weren't responding to the different pressures that are being created in the atmosphere, that's why our body, we become interesting humans when we go to space for long periods of time.
Mm-hmm.
Like, just check out some of the astronauts and check out some of the things that they've said or the things that they've seen or some of the stories. Notice the difference of how they had to rebuild their bodies when they came back on Earth for Earth's gravity. It's gravity.
My son's favorite movie is Wall-E, and in that joint, humans was on the spaceship for like 400 to 500 years. So like everybody had basically turned into like a jelly blob.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. Our bones are created from like the different pressures that we need. It's some interesting stuff. All right. He can go a little bit deeper on he can really hammer the part in about ability to respond. Ooh, but I do like how he talks about anger, because that's one of the key ways that we be responding. This is just a cool phrase. Only if you realize you're responsible do you have the freedom to create yourself the way you want to be, not as a reaction to a situation in which you exist. Reactivity is enslavement and responsibility is freedom. Anger is fundamentally self-defeating. If you work against yourself, you'll sabotage your own well-being. You're obviously choosing an unintelligent way of life. Ooh, the point that anger is rooted in your false perception that you can change the situation by losing your temper with it. Oh, that's another good one. When people respond with anger, they get to the point where that anger is rooted in the false perception that they can change the situation by losing their temper with it. Like, just because I'm getting pissed off or expressing a certain type of way, it's going to change the situation. Come on.
Nope, because I know some irrational mofos who be angry, and plus, nope, not even going to make it derogatory. I'm going to make it relatable. Don't we get angry because we don't have control, but getting angry won't fix this situation or remedy it, but it will help us feel validated in our frustration.
Okay.
Like the book is saying that the irrational component that our tantrum will change the situation, but sometimes it's not that at all. You can be angry and frustrated or angry, and it's a. I think anger is a healthier emotion than the book is portraying it to be right now.
I support your thoughts. I think it is we do have to express anger at a certain point.
Anybody who's been competitive for multiple years and has come in number 2 and has seen number 1 a following year at like a regional, and you're gonna see him again at state. When you training, far as I know, you get angry. Like you harness that, yo. Like I'm not coming in number 2. I ain't coming in not again.
I support your thoughts. Again, didn't he say this is not a self-help book? This is not a philosophical theory. But I do like that because it is like a mental reminder for me sometimes when I do feel anger and then I'm like, all right. I don't have to respond this way. What's the best way for me to respond? It just gives me that window. And that little window is, that's impactful right there. That's what changes the game.
I used to have a quote on my wall about staying calm. I think it's something like an angry man is like a ship without a rudder, or was it? No, it was basically the quote that I remember that I take away from anger that I would hang up now is, he who is easily angered is easily controlled.
Facts.
Anytime I feel anger, my first thought is, can I utilize it positively towards change instead of just letting it be itself? Like, where can I target this? Like, that's my first thought with anger, because I'm not going to be controlled. That makes me itch. Like, if I don't feel free, if I feel like someone else has an impact on me that I do not want them to have,
yeah, that's a fire right there. That's a fire right there. Ooh. For me, when I feel the anger, what comes to me is, what's it really telling me? Is a little bit of clarity, a lot of bit of clarity, because whatever I'm feeling in that moment, it kind of burned all the bullshit away. Like,
so you like shadow working?
Not necessarily. Yeah, it's a form of shadow work. It's
because you're using it to turn inward.
Yeah, that's why I was like, it's a form of it. Yeah, but it makes the responses a little bit fun. Because now I can transmute that. Because now I know I have clarity of whatever situation it is. Because once I can focus in on it through the anger and figure out what's really pissing me off, because I want to make the right move. So it's not really about I just want to respond and let someone know I'm upset. Nah, if I'm upset, you'll know.
I always feel like if you don't know I'm upset, then I'm not even going to let that affect the way I feel right now, because you're not one of the people who are going to help me with my current emotion. So I let your ignorance stand as a testament to my boundaries, and I go to my people, because I got hella people. Yo. If I ever post a help me message, it must be serious, because I'm getting responses for sure. Like I have my people that I go to. So if I post a public help,
Yeah, that's real life. That's real life. That's real life. All right, all
I'm
right,
listening. I'll be right back in 2.
all right. What's good, Chelsea? All right, let's see, let's see. So, this is a funny story, so I'm just gonna read it. And it ties into some interesting stuff too. Once it happened, a gentleman carrying an infant was traveled from London to Bristol on a train. Another gentleman entered the compartment, dumped his 2 huge suitcases, and sat beside the first. As you know, Englishmen don't immediately speak to each other, so the first gentleman waited very politely for a while. Then he turned to the second passenger and said, "Look at your suitcase. I presume you're a salesman?" "I am also one," the gentleman said. "Yes, I am a salesman." Another genteel pause. Then the first passenger asked, "What do you sell?" The other replied, "Helical gears." Another decorous silence. Then he asked the first gentleman, "And what do you sell?" He said, "I sell condoms." Shocked, the second gentleman said, "You sell condoms and you're taking your son with you on your business? Is that appropriate?" "This is not my son," replied the first passenger. "It's a complaint from Bristol." Human beings are in the perennial state of compliance. Are in a perennial state of complaint. They carry their complaints with them like a badge of their identity. There are many who live in states of lamenting life that has been particularly unfair to them. They cite instances of all the terrible things that have befallen them, the chances they've never gotten, the many injustices they've suffered. Maybe it's even true. What most people forget is that the past exists within each of us only as a memory. And memory has no objective existence. It is not existential, it is purely psychological. If you retain your ability to respond, your memory of the past will become an empowering process. But if you are in a compulsive cycle of reactivity, memory distorts your perception of the present, and your thoughts, emotions, and actions become disproportionate to the stimulus. So you overreact, you gotta chill the hell out, essentially, right? Right? And that's that window I was talking about. That window to just pause and let stuff be. Hey, what up, Zen? I think Zen's up. What's up? Alright. The choice is always before you to respond consciously to the present or to react compulsively to it. There's a vast difference between the two, and it can make a world of difference. Yeah. You're going to be repeating patterns, or you're going to step into the driver's seat of your own life. All right. If y'all anyone who vibing with us, you got something that jumped out to you, come on now. Feel free to spit it out. Feel free to type it in. Feel free to sign on up and hop on into the Zoom room. Yeah, we got a few more minutes. We still kicking it.
Also, don't forget to hit those hearts, hit those likes, hit those thumbs up, share it around if something's resonating. Let the people know.
Yo, right? All right. Thank you. I appreciate y'all. There it is. All right. The grime of identity. Ooh, when they got into the mind stuff. No. We're gonna talk about the practice. I said I was gonna read this book this morning, so I'm gonna go ahead and switch gears a little bit. but it ain't too far off. So if you like the line, what we was reading earlier, that was Sadhguru's Inner Engineering and Yogi's Guide to Joy. We got some of the replays on it. I encourage you to check it out. I encourage you to get the book. The joke's dope. It's going to be helpful in so many ways, shift your perspective on a lot of the ways that we create barriers in our own life. Alright. The next book is The Power of Ashtanga Yoga by Keto McGregor. I think I've read some of this, but this don't be hitting, yo. This don't be hitting. Let's see if we can live. Hey, what up, Jason? Alright. Let's see. So, I'm going to start here in the theory part. Ashtanga practice. Ashtanga literally means 8 limbs, which are defined by Patanjali's Yoga Sutras as the yamas, moral codes, niyamas, purification and study, asanas, poses, pranayama, breath control, pratyahara, sense control, dharana, concentration, dhyana, meditation, and samadhi, total peace. Ideally, teachers are well versed in their knowledge of all 8 limbs before they begin teaching, blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. Yet the different levels of samadhi are readily attained, blah, 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 blah. Next. So this is like some of how the practice, those 8 limbs can help to create that heat that creates that clarity I was speaking about. So they got like 8 limbs within the practice. The interesting thing is, this is a method. Ashtanga is just a method. He's talking about a path of union, because yoga is just union, uniting the mind, body, and energies. So this is like a side comparison of a different way to do it. He's, again, not giving you a self-help book, but giving you different parables that can potentially be applicable to your life or change the way that you see things that are limiting factors in your life. This is a different method altogether. This is a physical method to burn things away. It starts physical. I think that this is great for people with like ADHD, because a lot of times meditation is challenging, turning inward is challenging, and moving the body is easy. So you can just move the body to create that focus or that mental state that is similar to meditation, and get like real comfortable with that meditative state, and then you'll eventually yearn for it. You'll eventually be to the point where I cannot move, my body's done. Speaking as someone with ADHD, I'm gonna tell you, it worked. And I've seen it work with other people. I've seen them slow down, depending on the consistency in which they're practicing, is the rate in which the slowdown occurs. And it's typically a good slowdown, but depending on what they have to continue to maintain while slowing down also plays a factor in the process, if you're picking up what I'm putting down, right? So this is just a method, a system. This is just, references and stuff. Pick your medicine. Let's see. Joyce taught that a regular physical practice cleanses the areas around the spiritual heart and removes the 6 poisons of kama. What? What are the 6 poisons of kama? There's desire, there's anger, there's delusion, there's greed, there's envy, there's sloth. Yeah, 6, not 7. I was thinking the 7 deadly sins. Close enough. I got confused.
Yeah.
I got confused for a minute. It's like, this is not an anime. This is not philosophy. No, 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 no. But yeah, it cleanses those things. That's real. You can humble yourself a lot. And if you're consistent on the physical practice, sloth is gone. Greed can still be there. Delusion can still be there. Anger can still be there. It can be transmuted. But I get the whole twisting and the turning and how that can have a different effect as well. What up, though? Born to Fly Fitness, baby. Well, fitness is fashion. What's good? What's good? As I always say, come on in, invite a friend. Matter of fact, invite about 10 because we've been going in and we got about 10 more minutes, my friends. So, pull up a chair and send those invites. We're going to keep it rocking. Let's see. Blah, blah, blah. That's unnecessary stuff. Daily practice of all 8 limbs of the Ashtanga Yoga path can slowly transform your mind into a peaceful place. All right. She goes a little bit more in depth, and we'll tap into that. The Yamas are moral codes that tell us how to engage with the world ethically. They include ahimsa, nonviolence, satya, truthfulness, asteya, non-stealing, brahmacharya, sexual responsibility, and aparigrahya, non-attachments. The niyamas are ethical guides that define how we should relate with ourselves. That includes saucha, cleanliness, santosha, content, santosha. Did I turn one page? Santosha, contentment, tapas, heat and purification. There's that word again. And svadhyaya, spiritual inquiry, and ishvara pranadhana, which is devotion to the divine, or like having faith in something more than just yourself. That is a very powerful thing. That is a very powerful thing. How important is yoga to managing my ADHD? Oh my gosh, it was essential. I couldn't meditate. Forget meditate. I couldn't focus on anything that didn't grab and hold my attention. That in itself is a huge thing. I couldn't focus. I couldn't concentrate unless it was something that I was excited to do. So like a video game or a challenge from someone. But when it came to me just having to get something done, and I just couldn't do it. So it limited a lot of my growth in developing skills, like some things that I was working on, bowling at a time, golf. Oh my gosh. But now, oh my gosh, I'm crushing. Oh, pool, I'm crushing it. That's not how I shoot with pool. This is a horrible pantomime, FYI. Very bad pantomime, but that's how I'm showing it. No, that's bowling. I don't know how to make the pool ball dropping sound, daggone it. I go in the daggone garage and knock them around real quick. Welcome, welcome, welcome. But yeah, I'd say it's instrumental, but it wasn't my focus when I did it. It wasn't my focus when I was doing yoga. My whole concept to get into yoga was, alright, I don't want to get fat. What can I do that can take away all the excuses? So it's just me and my word. Okay, yoga. Let me do it. And then I just started realizing after I did it for like legit, not thinking about the benefits, maybe 2 months, I was just deep lost in it. I was just lost in it for like the first month or so. Ridiculously long practices, just being able to be focused on something for a long period of time was just great. Not even thinking about it like that, but being able to go deep into something again and was exciting and not getting distracted. Also didn't have kids then, 3 kids now. But, different world. Different level of depth and how I can get into things. Let's see. Do you pair yoga with other forms of exercise? What book are we reading through? We are reading The Power of Ashtanga Yoga by Keno McGregor. We just reading bits and pieces of this. We was reading a little bit of Inner Engineering and Yogi's Guide to Joy. I encourage you to get this one. This one, there's just excerpts in certain parts, but if you really like it, why not? Let's see. All right, I like this part. Heat purification, blah, blah, blah. When those yamas and niyamas are integrated, approach to a spiritual development is in place. This inner fire of purification, this Agni, that's the inner fire, your metabolism, is ignited and literally burns through those unhealthy habits, those physical toxins and those emotional hang-ups. You can literally see it, feel it, and smell it in the class. A lot of the feelings and sensations that we're having when we're going through it are us waking up the body to certain situations and certain unhealthy habits and patterns that we've instilled into our body, this physical body that the other book was saying that we've developed and built over these times, over the food we've ingested, and some of the things that were like stuck from areas that haven't moved. This Agni is said to coincide with the awakening of the spiritual energy within the body and is accompanied by tremendous inner heat. So that's why, you actually want to sweat to flush the largest organ that we have on our body. Let's see. Simply studying and memorizing the Yoga Sutras, Sanskrit terms, and contemporary philosophy will not give you inner peace. Information alone is not knowledge. I will run that back. Information alone is not knowledge. Joyce always emphasized the necessity of experiencing the true effects of a daily practice within your own body and life. Only in this way can you integrate the wisdom of the sacred, eternal teachings of yoga into your everyday life and know firsthand of empowering self-knowledge that is the essence of yoga. Yoga transforms people not by demanding change, but inspiring it from within. The daily practice provides the foundation for this transformation. And that actually brings me back to how it helped with the ADHD. It wasn't me realizing that I'm working on my ADHD or healing my knee. It was, I don't want to get fat. I'm just going to follow this system and see how it turns out. And then as I followed the system, I saw other people that was following the system because I can go into a room with a community of people who's doing it. I can see like a 70-some-year-old man who's doing drop-ups, standing up, going down to his hands and coming back up. It's not the sexiest thing that you've seen. It's not super smooth or nothing. But the fact that they don't have that fear. Like, that's their mindset at 70. Like, what else are they able to overcome? How else are they, like, what other challenges have they taken on in life? Because I know people looking like that's crazy in their 40s. What other things are you gonna, not do because of fear? Like, who moved my cheese? What would you do if you weren't afraid? Anyway, those are the first 2 of the 8 limbs. So, dang. We ain't gonna finish that tonight. We ain't gonna finish that one tonight. But, whew. Yeah, that was fun. Tony, you had anything you want to add?
Book club is on Tuesdays at 9. Moving forward, disregard the 6 o'clock that was posted today.
Yeah, that part. Disregard the 6 o'clock. It is at 9 p.m. Eastern, virtual. I highly encourage you all to check out the UE website. That's where you can be part of the Zoom room. It's free $99. UEDC, Urban Yogic Wellness and Education, where we're restructuring health and wellness in the community, one healthy habit at a time. Also, thanks to some of the partners, the people who help me do what I do. We got Payoga, part of the crew. We got Lifeform mats. We got Lifeform yoga mats. We got, who else is it? It's so many. Born to Fly Fitness, where fitness is fashion, mental health is wealth. No Commercials International, Buddha, a blessing for all the instrumental frequencies. Goodness gracious. Whew. And Wonderkind. We got some great things happening, y'all. Sun and Moon Yoga, Flow Yoga Center. There's Yoga Commons. Daggone it. It's a lot. But that just means that you're a part of something that's hidden. So come on, sign up. Let's keep it rocking. Let's keep it growing. Every Tuesday night at 9 and Thursday at 12 for Midday Mind Right, where we just go and meditate. We're just going to take a quick break from the day, close the apps, and then, get back to it. Thanks, y'all. Peace and love.